Thank you for tuning in to the Music Lovers Podcast, where we explore all types of music.
Reminiscing on the old jams and putting you on to what's new.
We are your hosts, Megan.
Ashley,
And Kalila, and we want to know,
Do you speak music? Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Do You Speak Music? We are your hosts, Megan, Ashley, and Kalila. Welcome back, ladies. What's going on? How y'all doing?
hey y'all.
Hey. So, first of all, how was everybody's Thanksgiving?
Mine was great. I went home for the holiday. Just was there for a few days. Got to spend some time with my niece, who was the main reason I went back. I love everybody else, but that's my baby.
Right.
So yeah, she was cuddling up under me the whole time. It was great. I ate way too much food. Good times.
Good. What about you, KB?
so Thanksgiving was not as largely attended, obviously, this year. And I was really in a funk about that. Um, I also used to, and my family knows, I'm like super family oriented. I love holidays. I love getting together. But Thanksgiving is weird and a little off for me. Some of you may know people who know me, people who don't, that's fine. But my dad passed the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, and this made 5 years. And it was just weird because it was like this year was Tuesday, November 24th, just like 5 years ago. It was Tuesday,
Okay.
24th. So I get in this funk, like I don't want to be bothered, but I was so busy with work, so distracted that I think I hadn't even had time to get into this slump, thankfully.
Mm-hmm.
So I eventually will probably get back to the point where I can be like super excited about Thanksgiving, but it was just really intimate, just me, Jacob, Eden, my mom, my cousin, who also lives in our family building. So it was just us.
Yeah.
We ended it with Jingle Jangle.
Okay.
So,
A great ending.
right. Nothing wrong with the music. Um, yeah, and I also realized that I don't know how to scale back on the Thanksgiving cooking. So I'm like looking at these gallon-sized Ziploc bags.
Yeah.
Girl, you are only cooking for 4 people, 5 people.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was that. But I look forward to it next year. I'll have Watkins party of 4.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that'll be cool. Yep.
Yeah.
After yours, Megan, I saw I was stalking y'all on Instagram.
Ours was good. I mean, it was very simple here. Me, my mom, my dad, Jordan, Blaze, and Lico. So it was, very intimate. Same people who have been in our little circle throughout this whole time. And then we had a family Zoom that we were on there for 3 hours, and we had
That's gonna be fun.
it was really fun. And I planned so I made a Kahoot, and I combined our family history with there you go. I combined our family history with Black history. So I did like 15 questions and we all played it together. So it was fun, like learning about different stuff in our family history. And I mean, so one of my family nicknames is Little Magic. I had no clue where it came from until Thursday when they told me about it. It's from In Living Color. So I didn't know, and now I know. So yeah, so that was cool. It's been 29 years and I literally had no clue, but I was glad that I got a chance to know that. And then the next day we did a family watch party like kind of a bootleg version because everybody just watched it on their own TVs and we was on Zoom together. For Jingle
gotta
Jangle.
make it work.
Yeah, so we made it work and we did for Jingle Jangle. So we basically, it was the most that we've seen each other, you know, like 2 days in a row all year. And it was different, but it was still family time. So I enjoyed it and I was like, you know, it's our first Zoom Thanksgiving, hopefully our last, but we made the most of it. So, yeah, I definitely enjoyed. I enjoyed what was going on. I just prayerfully we don't have to do it again.
I hope not.
Yeah, come on, y'all.
Don't you just love? Don't you? Are you guys embarrassed by family nicknames, or do you actually think that it's like it's a cool thing?
They're
Like
near
code
to
name.
me. Yeah, I love it. What do you think, Ashley? What about you?
Cool. I've never had a family nickname.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how many nicknames you can come up with from Ashley. I don't know, but like for whatever reason, I've never had a family nickname. Felicia did, of course. People call her Fifi or just like different stuff. But I never had a nickname. I've always been Ashley.
Ashley, yeah,
just real regular. So I think it's cool when people have nicknames from like childbirth and stuff. Like my dad used to be called Peanut. And he'll run into people that knew him like when he was a teenager or like younger, and they still will call him Peanut.
Yeah.
And he hates it now. Yeah.
I know he's probably like, look, I'm grown. Like you could stop calling
me. Real grown.
But I like it. Or even you know, like my family nickname is Mac. I have no idea why Mac. Obviously, but it's so interesting as like you get older and people are just still saying the name and you don't always respond.
Yeah.
So like when you would get in trouble growing up and your mama call your middle name.
Right. Yeah.
Renee. Yes, ma'am.
Then you already know. Well, yeah, that's but like you said, Ashley, I don't know, like for me, it sounded like for Khalil, it weren't necessarily like from our names. They were just like out of nowhere, which is I think that's even cooler, just because to see how it catches on and then it just carries on for like years, even if you don't know where it came from. Like you know that's your name.
You gotta give Ashley
a family nickname. We do. We gotta come up with one.
We'll come up with one. Yeah. Well, not me, but
right. We'll figure something out.
Yeah, I'm like, I know I definitely want to give my kids nicknames. Just I always thought that was cute, you know.
It's super cute. Yeah. Well, okay. So who y'all been listening to during this past week or two or whatever?
I'm sure y'all started the Christmas music already.
You already know. Yes.
I haven't. I have not started the Christmas music.
Really?
Maybe next week. Maybe.
You're running late, Lila.
When I was cooking, I started going through Apple Music. They had the Black Thanksgiving playlist. So,
okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Ashley.
I've been listening to Christmas music and I've been listening to like a lot of old school this week. I haven't put on any specific albums. Oh, well, I'm lying. A friend of mine put me on a Mac Ayers. I don't know if you all have heard of him. Yeah, so I was checking out some of his stuff, like while I was on the plane on the way down here and stuff. But yeah, so he's cool. He gives me like Tommy vibes.
Okay.
I really like his music. I'm gonna go back and take another listen to his last two albums or EPs or whatever. But yeah, in between that, it's been Christmas music. I have a Christmas playlist. It's Christmas. It's Crema. That's what it's called. It's Crema. And so that's my like mix of all my Black Christmas music. I've been getting my fix. I love it. In the car, in my headphones, while I'm cooking at home, whatever.
All the time. Yeah.
All the time. And I will do so until New Year's.
You know.
Yep.
To each her own. But this year I too have been listening. Like I've been listening to Christmas music. So I turned on Leslie Odom's album.
I love him. Oh.
And I like it a lot because it's versatile. Like he gives you a song with Cynthia Erivo. It's called the Winter Song, and you can literally play it all year. Like it's not even like it's on his Christmas album, and it's called the Winter Song, but you could play it all year because it applies. And it just, he gives you like jazz at a you know, like you're sitting at a nice fancy dinner. He gives you pop, he gives you a little R&B. Like it's all over the place in the best way. So I really enjoyed that. I listened to JoJo's Christmas albums called December Baby. That was cool. And then
I did that to us, right?
Yeah, I think so.
You did.
Yeah, but okay.
Yeah. She has a song with Jacob Collier on there. Of course, it seems like they're like good friends because she has a she has a song on, I think, Jesse Volume 2 that I really like. So I was listening to JoJo's album, and then the Black Violin Give Thanks, their Christmas album. So I posted it on I posted it to
New Music Friday.
Yeah, New Music Friday. And it's a different take on Christmas music. It's still like the traditional Christmas songs on there, but it gives you like an updated version of them. And if they put their own spin, like they said, it's like violins and 808s, which is really cool. So, talking about, hey, eating girl. So I've also been listening to, so my parents' anniversary was November 15th. Their first song was Sweet Love by Anita Baker. So I made them dinner because they couldn't go out to a restaurant. So I was just playing the what's it, Rapture? Is that the name? That's the name of the album, right?
Yeah.
An album, okay? I know I'm late to the party, about 35-ish years late.
I'm trying to tell you about Nita, Auntie Nita.
It's so good. I was like, oh, where have I been for the last all these however many years? Of course, the first few I wasn't born yet, but still, it's such a good album. So I've been playing that back and listening to it over and over again. So yeah.
Now I just gotta get you on Sade. We'll work on it.
Okay, maybe little by little. Apparently, she's supposed to be coming out with a new album this year, I think so, or like next year or something. I think I sent y'all an article. I think, yeah.
You did. Oh,
I look forward to it.
For real.
I'll try to get into it.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
That would be the best news of 2021 for me.
Yeah, that would be. We'll see. We'll see if I get it.
We'll get you there. We'll ease you in.
Yeah. That we will see. We got into who you listening to, but let's just before we get into our actual topic for today, a few award shows one award show occurred since our last episode, and then of course Grammy nominations came out. So first, we can just talk about the AMAs a little bit.
Real quick.
I don't like pay that much attention to it. Like I kind of watched it here and there, but they only have 3 people in each category, which I think is pretty interesting because the choices are very limited. So it seems like it's really hard to get nominated for an AMA. But I was looking it up, and it says that it goes by like Billboard charts, and then like digital sales and streaming and stuff like that. So I just thought that was very interesting, specifically for the R&B category, because I think the R&B category, hold on, let me make sure I got this right. I think one was
I'm looking too. I have some of them up from Grammy,
so hold on, let me get my.
I know who won the R&B, the soul and R&B, and it's always funny that they group that together.
It was.
I just always feel like soul and R&B are 2 different things, but
I agree. I agree. I think soul and R&B are. Hold on, because I want to look at.
They only don't use so much though, so.
Right.
So yeah, so they have soul R&B is Jhené Aiko, Doja Cat, and Summer Walker, and Doja Cat won, and I'm just, I don't understand. Nothing against her, and of course, like her songs are very popular because of TikTok for sure. Like everybody's using something, but I gave her album a listen, and I'm just like, for soul and R&B, this is what's considered. How? I don't.
You ain't got the answer, Sway.
And I again, I know this is it's not necessarily like people, it's not necessarily higher ups who are making decisions for the AMAs, but it makes you wonder about mainstream, how mainstream categorizes soul and R&B, who they give credit to in terms of soul. Because
no, I agree. I was confused. I was like, oh, okay.
Because I mean, Janae Aiko and Summer Walker, I get it.
I wouldn't even put them in soul, but again, like that's a whole
maybe
other
R&B, but not
Yeah.
soul.
right. And even I would put Janae at more alternative R&B than like straightforward R&B.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I agree.
it's interesting.
Even out of and then again, like they said, after you get nominated, and the fans vote for it. So I understand the vote for Doja Cat because again, because of her popularity. But just I'm just a little confused. And then even the album was Doja Cat's album. It was Summer, and it was The Weeknd. And I listened to the Weeknd's album just because I'm like, well, let me see. I didn't listen all the way through, but I did listen to a good majority of the songs. And his music is still that emo R&B that we were talking about, like for but his most popular songs are very poppy.
Yeah,
very.
So I was just like, so that's what I was basing it off of. And I was just like, this is the album that's in the soul and R&B category.
Yes.
I don't understand it.
Yes.
Very strange.
Yeah, it's very, very strange. But that's, I mean, besides that, I think everything else is pretty much probably what you hear on the radio. And another thing that kind of
and Taylor Swift and Justin Bieber.
They're
pretty much
favorites, I guess. Another thing that kind of Nicki Minaj won for favorite female artist. I was just a little surprised by it. I'm
like, what she do this year?
Right. That's what I was trying to figure. I'm like, what is she? And the other people in the category were Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion. And I'm just like,
yep.
I guess her fans came through with the votes because
that's
what it had to be.
Yeah, I mean, because
she released like a single or something. I don't know. I don't really listen to. I don't really listen to Nicki. I used to like freshman college.
Right when she first came out. Yeah.
She had that song "Yikes" that was kind of a hit, and then she had a couple features, like she had the feature with Pop Smoke, but I don't want to say that came out last year. I don't even know, but I think she did have a couple features that came out this year.
Okay. Well, I
don't want no Nicki fans to drag me, so let me just shut up. On my head.
The barbs don't come and get you.
Yeah, nothing against Nicki Minaj. I was just surprised because I feel like Cardi and Meg are most like they're out more at least. So.
But also, if you think about it, this year Nicki was pretty quiet with like the pregnancy, the baby. You also have to think about, and not to say that just because you're a mom or like just because you're expecting a baby that you can't work or like you can't do things. Obviously, we saw Cardi B was making videos. Beyonce was all kind of magic.
Right.
So say that you have to stop, but I know, like for me, I don't create as much as I normally would. I'm just tired. You don't feel like it.
Yeah, right, and that's your prerogative. I mean,
right.
You're not obligated to us at all. It's all about you. So. Yeah, I thought it was interesting to me. But so that's the AMAs, but let's talk about the Grammys.
Yes.
There were several people, but you know what? I feel like this happens every year. There were several people who were pretty upset about the Grammy nominations.
Yes.
Let's start with who y'all want to start with? Who are the most notable people that you were most upset about the Grammy nominations this year?
I know. Oh, go ahead, Kay.
We got that list from Pitchfork. So Ashley.
I know The Weeknd was upset about his lack of nominations, and I just felt like, sir, nobody listens to your album except your fans. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I felt like he was being a little indignant. Like,
Mhm.
calm down.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. But again, I haven't listened to the album, so I can't really say that. I don't want to speak too much on it because I haven't listened to it, and maybe it is Grammy worthy. I don't know, but
I don't. So here's the thing. I think it's very interesting that they said the people who vote for the Grammys are, you know, musicians, recording artists. I mean, you know, engineers
of the
yeah.
recording.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Producers, things like that. So I think it's very interesting. Just I guess not how limited, but how still pretty mainstream their view of who should be nominated for Grammys is, despite how much good music is out that isn't necessarily. I mean, music that is I think better in quality. That they put out by people who aren't necessarily as mainstream as the people who continue to get nominations.
And this is why there has been a push to get more of us, you know, into that elite club of voters,
Yeah.
you know, because I know people who vote, but
Okay.
I mean, like, that's just what a handful of people,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and that's not compared to hundreds of people who are into pop or bluegrass or, you know, the other categories. And it's like, how hard is Recording Academy making it for us to be a part and for us to have those same voting privileges, you know, whatever it is, whether it's like membership fees or credentials or like whatever you need to be a part, to be a voting, you know, voting member. But I just think about like if there was more of us, maybe we would see more nominations for, you know, your Brick Williams and your Kenyon Dixons, your
Mm-hmm.
Alex Isleys,
Yeah.
your Duran Bernards. You know, maybe we would see. Maybe it's gonna take our generation of 30, 40-year-olds to like continue to do what we're doing in our own creative spaces or musically to
Yeah.
join in and become voting members, because otherwise, you know.
We're gonna end up where we end up with. But I think that's what it is too, Cleveland. I think it's a lack of people in our generation. Like I know there that everybody in the academy has to be probably 30 and up or probably 40 and up. I don't know exactly what that population looks like. And I might look into it this week just to see like what the process is like and if you can find out who is all on the voting committee or whatever. But like if there's nobody, if there aren't any millennials in there, then you aren't gonna get, you know, those more like independent artists nominated. And even though we had a few surprises this year that I was really happy about, but we'll get to that.
We did. Yes, I mean, specifically for the R&B category, they were saying
yes,
a full male, all male nominees. And one, I didn't know Luke James came out with an EP. I don't know if I was the only one, but I had no clue. I had no clue.
no.
And there are some good songs on there, so I think it's a good EP or good album, you know, however you want to classify it. But and I mean, no knock to him at all, because I think that Luke James is really honestly one of the best male singers, you know, in who's out right now. Let's say that. I think he's one of the best male singers out right now. So I mean, I think that's great for him. I think Samoa's on one of the features. He's featured on one song on his album, so that's cool. But then they got like Gregory Porter, and I was like, I thought he was more of a jazz singer, but I could be wrong, you know. And then there's John Legend, and he came out, you know, for the album, and I listened to it once, but everybody I know who like listens to it over and over again says it's a really good album. But of course,
I have to keep listening.
Same.
Yeah, but of course, then you think about, of course, Brandy and Tiana Taylor, and who else came with? I mean, like you said, Alex Isley, and Jay Nova's album. Let's talk about. Come on now, like first of all,
yeah,
both of her albums, are straight through, and they give you that quality. So, but and then I think it was interesting that she said, so she tweeted she was like, Grammy nomination day is trippy. For one day, all the major artists who didn't get recognition for their talents get to feel what most independent artists feel like 365 days out of the year. But I digress. I was like, this is very true. I mean, because like you said, we love the indie artists, and we love the good music that they're putting out, but they just not getting the recognition for it. So
did you see Snarky Puppy was on the list of nominations for best contemporary?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, that was cool.
Yeah.
I feel like, especially for the three of us, yeah, we listen to a lot of mainstream artists, but also, you know, we listen to so many people where, you know, your family and friends might be like, who or what? Like, I never. So it's always just cool to see people who deserve recognition for their work, their masterpieces.
Right.
Yes.
Even if it's not the win, but just to be nominated, I think is a big deal.
Right. Because that's the flip side of it, right? Because you got people who you feel like are snubbed, but then you got people like Michael Kilgore who got nominated for his.
I was so happy.
And I could have never even imagined that something like that. And it sucks. Like, we are surprised that good people who aren't big names.
Yeah.
Nomination is like, well, they deserve it.
Right. Exactly.
It's a shock to us.
It does, because like you said, we expect it. Like, we hear it and we like, how could this not be
nominated, right? And honestly, Michael could have been nominated in a few other categories.
Absolutely.
But, you know, it's a step. So, but I was so happy to see his name there. And Yeba for Distant,
yes,
was nominated. Like, I don't know, like, there was some satisfaction in that for me, like, to see an artist that you have followed, you know what I'm saying, from before she was even thinking about an album, and like, you know, now she has her own music out and getting nominated. Like, it's super cool to see that journey. And like you said, Kalila, I mean, well, like you said, Megan, when you talked about Jay Nova's tweet, how mainstream artists kind of get to feel what the independent artists feel. So that's why I kind of look at them sideways when they like are upset about not being nominated. And I'm just like, first of all, I have at least 5 albums I heard that were better than yours. So calm down, you know, like I get that the Grammy is to some artists like the top, you know what I'm saying, honor for them. But it's like, it's still, you know, it's people out here working twice as hard as you, honestly.
Yeah.
You just have to know the right people. And I'm not saying that's the case for every mainstream artist, but y'all know the ones I'm talking about. Like, y'all know.
Sure. Yeah. I also was thinking about how Emily King got that best R&B performance nomination. I'm like, come on, girl. You know, and it just to piggyback on what we've already acknowledged, but the people who we paid, you know, $20-$30 to see, they're getting acknowledged. And it's like, that's what's up, you know. I'm so excited for them. Even Tiana Major 9, I'm like, girl, you know how I feel about her. I'm like,
yes. Like, I love that. I'm like, even you know, got Tiana Major 9, but hey, they got nominated for was the album of the year.
Yes,
my girls.
All these people, and like Haim and you know, PJ got
Nationals got the nomination for best progressive R&B. I'm like, now what's progressive R&B? Now what we doing?
Right. I want to know, what is progressive R&B? But Chloe and Halle got nominated for their album, and I was just like, I feel like, you know, Chloe and Halle is like all of our little cousins, even though we don't know them. You know,
right.
We don't know them, but we watched them grow up, and just to see their innovation and everything that they do.
Man, the growth
is it's amazing to watch, and I'm like, I've never seen a bad performance, especially within the last few years. I haven't seen a bad performance from them, like, ever. And
they hooked up with Parkway Entertainment. It had to be different.
I look every time, like, you know, some people you scroll past, you see somebody performed on an award show, but every time I see it, I'm like, I gotta watch it to see it. Like, because it's gonna be good. So it's just So like I said, there's a people who got snubbed who you like, dang, why they get snubbed? But then there's other people who you are so excited to see. And of course you got Beyonce has a total of 79 nominations like throughout her
You
career.
said 79? Oh, I was
No,
like,
throughout her career.
like,
Yeah, throughout her career. She has 9 this year, but she has
9.
79 in total, which is what?
So I have a little bit of upset about this. And I know y'all gonna be shocked because of how much of a Beyonce fan I am. But I was shocked that she had so many nominations for Black Parade. Now, granted, I like the song. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. It's real cute for what it was. But I was just thinking about, and maybe the timeline was wrong, but I was thinking about the Lion King, the Gift album. I don't know if that was nominated last year or I don't know what the timeline was for that. But I was just shocked that it was Black Parade that got all these nominations. I wasn't surprised about the Savage remix because I already knew that was coming. And of course, I'm happy for Meg too. With that, but I was shocked that it was Black Parade out of all songs.
Yeah, well, so I think the timeline is September 1st from the previous year to August 31st to this year. So
okay,
so that's the
Halloween.
Yeah, so I don't remember.
Almost like, you know how our jobs operate off of like a fiscal year.
Yeah. So I think the Gift came out because it came out before like July of 2019, so they would have missed this year in terms of stuff. But yeah, all that is very, very interesting to me, and it's I mean, just like with anything, it's the Grammys, Oscars. You think about all this stuff that should be nominated and isn't, but it doesn't. And that's, I think I saw a tweet that was saying, stop telling Black people not to care about the Grammys, because I'm just like, I understand where people are saying, you know, make your own and all this stuff, but that doesn't take away from the fact that it's still a Grammy, and that is something that it doesn't take away from the fact that it's a Grammy and that it shouldn't be on your, like, a dream for you, like
something to strive for. Like, don't take that away from people. It is, like, you can't lie, the Grammys has been on for years, so it's prestigious in the music community. And if you're a musician, like, that's what you want, especially because the Grammys has the widest range of categories, and I feel like they look at music a little differently than what you get from the AMAs, the BET Awards, VMAs. Like, it's a little more meticulous, I think, when it comes to the Grammys. So I just feel like, don't take it, like, let people be happy. That's it. Let people be happy
and let them be disappointed too. I mean, like, you know, let them have something to strive for. Like, let that be a dream. Don't try to take that away from you because somebody else feels like, why should you care? You know, like, don't do that. And one more thing, I also think it's funny that Justin Bieber got nominated for I think Best Pop Album, and he was like, it's in R&B. I thought that was funny. But
no, I agree.
Yeah.
Did you guys notice? And this is like the perfect segue into our actual topic. That they were doing musical theater albums, and it was so good to see The Prince of Egypt for a nomination, but then also Little Shop of Horrors. So that's definitely on my list, you know, as a sneak peek or a spoiler of what we're about to talk about.
Yes, that is a perfect segue. So today, after all of that, we're discussing our favorite musicals. I know for a fact that Kalila and Ashley's knowledge and range of musicals is a lot better than mine. So, y'all, somebody go first.
I feel like Kami should go first.
I think so.
You think so?
I think so.
I don't know. Ashley probably got a list of like top 35. So
your music brain goes back to like probably 1920, honestly. So
I was telling Megan, like, I didn't realize how many musicals I've actually seen until I was sitting making this list. I'm a musical head. I am. I can't lie.
Yeah. So, okay. Let me start by saying that I miss musical theater so much. I talk about it all the time at home with my family.
Mhm.
I mean, I wish it wasn't this weird time of like quarantining, and because I definitely would not mind doing the career shift to going back to musical
Mm.
theater. I know it's weird, with auditions and everything being virtual, but I need to figure out how the heck, even at 30, am I gonna go back to, you know, go back to musical
It
theater.
can be done.
Yes,
Done.
do
I'm
it.
I'm still young, right? I'm still
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what people put on 30, it's still young. Do
30
it.
is 20. Okay, shout out to Jay-Z.
Yes.
We didn't put a cap or like a limit. I don't think we specified how
No,
many
we didn't.
to be on this list. So bear with me. But it's not that many. I'm sure Ashley might double my list.
I'm sure.
Here we go. So I have and there's no order. I have Wicked. So I remember in high school we redid Wicked, and so it was cool to just kind of, for the sake of this episode, just kind of like rewatching or like re-going over
Mhm.
stuff, just to prepare. But yes, Wicked, The Wiz. We know that's a classic. I wish that Eden would get into it more, but I think she's so terrified of the moving trash cans that she's just like, you know what?
I don't blame her.
I'm over it, okay? So yes. Then for my third on the list is Chicago. I love Chicago, and obviously being from the city. For those of you who have not seen it, please do yourself a favor and see Chicago. I also love Porgy and Bess. I know it is not one of our generational musicals, but I mean, there's just something about the timelessness of the song "Summertime," and yes, I'm a musical theater kid at heart, so I've had to learn those lines plenty of times. Also, one that some people might not know, Into the Woods. It came out in 2014, so let's see who's in that. Johnny Depp, Meryl Streep, James Corden, and that's one of my favorites. In high school, I played the witch, so I still have everything in my head, like lines, songs, where she wraps all of the ingredients from her garden. Like I still have it ingrained in my head. Like, okay, Meryl Streep, look at you rapping, girl. Yeah.
I haven't seen that one, so now I gotta watch Into the Woods.
Please,
Okay.
please, yeah, and I wanna know what you think.
Okay.
Yes, because Meryl Streep is a witch, but she has this garden and like these ingredients, and she's legit rapping.
Okay.
So
Meryl
yeah,
Streep can do it all. She can do no
yeah.
wrong in my eyes. I love her.
Then I have Hairspray. I love Hairspray. It was really good to see um, that they gave the live, Hairspray not too long ago. What was that, 2018? Did they do was it CBS or NBC?
I know it was a year after the Wiz, right?
Yeah, I think
It wasn't that long ago. It had to be like
Yeah, it wasn't.
2 or 3 years. So a friend from college was actually a part of the production, the live production. So yeah. So Hairspray, I love, love, love. I also love West Side Story. I know some people don't really care for it, especially like the storyline, but I just like the music in it. I love the sass, between the girls, the guys, bickering back and forth. So I like that. I also love Rent. And I probably watched it way too much in high school. Yeah, I love that. I also love Little Shop of Horror. I know the awkwardness of it, and some people are like, is that really the storyline? I know you even mentioned, Meg, you thought that it was gonna be about
Gina and Pam.
Because that's
And it's not.
Hell.
that was
Not about them at all. Actually, it's definitely one of those weird, like, who came up with this story? But I still absolutely love it. I love the music in it. And then my final one on my list is A Chorus Line. I grew up watching that, and we've had an episode with my grandmother, so you guys know she'll be 90 next year. So anything that was from her time, you know, she's just like, okay, you need to watch this. You need to watch that. So yeah, that's my musical list. Oh, I honorable mention Jingle Jangle because it deserves Broadway.
yes, it does.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I can't wait. I really hope they take it there for real.
Yeah. Because Kalila, about A Chorus Line. So there's I don't know if you have Amazon Prime. There's a documentary about people who are auditioning to be a part of the production that they had. I think it's like between like 2006 and 2009
I
ish.
do have it. I have Amazon. Okay.
So it's really good. And I don't know if I don't know, Tice Diorio, I think that's his name, but he choreographed stuff on
Okay.
He choreographed stuff on So You Think You Can Dance, but he appears in the documentary. So
okay, so I need to watch it.
Yes.
Oh, you're gonna make me cry. Okay.
It was really good. But well, actually it's gonna take you a long time. So
It is.
Y'all, I kept my list limited. I kept it down, but you can go next, Megan, by all means.
Okay.
But I did just want to mention before you get started, how Kalila was talking about how Little Shop of Horrors is like considered like one of those like weird, like wacky storylines. I feel the same way about Rocky Picture Horror Show, but I loved it.
Yes.
Those are like cult classics.
Yeah.
I think you would call them, but
yeah,
both very strange, but they work for some reason.
Okay. Well, so mine are. They might be a little unorthodox because, but whatever. I'm just gonna go. Some of them are. Anyway, I really enjoy The Greatest Showman. That's really one of my favorites. It's so good to me. Like the music, all the huge dance numbers that they do, the choreography in it. It's just, I love it. That's another album soundtrack that I can play all the way through. One of my favorite songs is Rewrite the Stars. I know some people feel a way about Zac Efron, but Zac Efron and Zendaya are singing on that song, and Never Enough. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Girl, sing.
Like they had a post going around that was like, what's a song that feels like worship but isn't a worship song? Never Enough.
Absolutely. That song is so good to me. Okay, so that's my first one. I have The Color Purple. I have seen it here in Chicago a couple times. So I saw it once when Michelle Williams was in it, and then I saw it another time when I don't know what Carla's last name is, but she was in the initial production with she was in the one with Cynthia Erivo, and then she played Suge Avery when she came to Chicago. And
I've never seen it live.
It's really good.
I saw it live with Michelle too.
Yeah, so I've seen it twice, and it's good both times. But the way Cynthia Erivo sings on here is unmatched. So that's another one. Wicked, I saw Wicked here in Chicago for the first time. It was after I had seen Glee, because I know Rachel on Glee used to always talk about, defying gravity, and used to talk about all that stuff. But I saw it for the first time maybe a few years ago here, and it was I was like, I understand. I know why. It's of course, The Wiz, and people talk about me, or I've never seen the actual Wizard of Oz. I've only seen The Wiz.
Okay.
So, I'm not mad about it. Surprised, but not mad.
So that's the look that Ashley gave me is the look I usually get from everybody else.
I'm shocked, like that your mom never played it or never.
Yeah, no, just The Wiz, and so my parents love Stephanie Mills, so they went to go see The Wiz with Stephanie when they came here. However many. So yes, The Wiz is one for me. I know Ashley says she don't understand, but I love Grease. It is one. It is one of my favorite musicals.
I knew one of y'all was gonna say it.
It's me. It's me. And it's because when we used to go to Hollywood Video, when I was younger, I would get, you get your one video that you get to pick that you have for the weekend from Friday to Sunday. You got to give it back on Sunday. There was a time from when I was like 7 to probably right before Love and Basketball came out that I would rent Grease every time. And I watched it every day. I was able to watch it. So, and I think, no, you know what? It was from like 7 to 8. And then I got it on VHS for my 8th birthday. So I watched my own video. So, yep.
Raised on Grease, like probably not even 5 years old, knew all the songs.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I know every song, every line. I could quote that movie. So yes, Grease is one of mine. And Dreamgirls,
Okay.
because I mean,
Y'all can have that.
listen, anytime me, Ashley, and Date are all together, you can guarantee that Dreamgirls will be quoted. Even Bruce, if I'm talking to Bruce on the
I was gonna say, but I know, we've been begging our friend Bruce from college to be a guest and to come on, and he's in denial. But plug, I know Bruce has to know every line from Dream.
Oh, you know.
He does.
Hold on 1 second. Let me get my charger.
He absolutely does.
But that's how me and Bruce
was just singing Dreamgirls yesterday, Megan. That's so funny you say that because that's true.
That's how me and Bruce are about Hairspray.
You could, but that would have been too good.
I've been warning you for months to clean up your act. Y'all never been so thin, Effie. Effie.
Okay, so I said Dreamgirls, Grease. Okay, the next one, musical theater people everywhere will probably shake their heads at me. They will shame me, but I am an unabashed High School Musical 3 fan.
I was doing okay till you put that 3 on the end.
You want me to close this laptop? Hold on.
Again, I know.
Log off for me.
It's not a popular opinion. And again, I think I've said this before, High School Musical 3 it has a special place in my heart because it came out my senior year. And it's just some good songs in there. But
Is it?
I think so. And you can't tell me any different. And that's that on that. So we'll leave it.
Oh my God.
Said what I said. Like I said, I know people are shaking their heads just like y'all are doing. But also, Jingle Jangle is in my list, even though it just came out. Just the music, the costumes, the singing.
That costume design, unmatched.
One.
Man.
Like, we talk about Oscars for costume design. I mean,
set design too.
Yeah, set design, everything. Like, they deserve. Whoever it is, whoever you are, you deserve, because it was.
Give them the things.
So yes, that's one of them. Hamilton, I know that's, people say it all the time, but Hamilton,
I like it.
About to say, Lin-Manuel Miranda, you deserve everything you got. Everything you got, everything you get, everything you're gonna get, you deserve it. Because initially, of course, now people have access to it if you have Disney Plus. Like, so many more people have the ability to see it because it's on the streaming platform. Yeah. But initially, when I first went to go see it, or maybe like 2016, I think Wayne Brady was in it when it was here. So my mom was like, we want to go see it. So we went, and I thought that there was going to be a break in the singing and all the rapping for dialogue, but no, it's straight through. And it's so, and you think about the people who are in it and how they were able to do that from beginning to end.
Yeah, every night,
and I'm like, and if you did see the mess up, it was like, I'm like, well, then you're human, because like, it makes sense, because when you see it and you see just man, it's incredible what they were able to do night after night, multiple shows a day, and dance. They were dancing and singing and doing all of that, you know, on a stage, and it's just phenomenal. But yes, that's one of my favorites. And then again, Hairspray. Hairspray is, you know, one of, again, that was, I didn't see it until the movie came out, but that's one of the ones, huh?
That's okay.
Yeah, I didn't see it until the movie came out, but that's one of the ones that, again, if I'm with Bruce, it's gonna come up at some point. It's him and our friend Kara, when we were in college, they did a whole, you know, they came on and they did a whole dance and stuff. So yeah, that's another good one. And I
Y'all
think
used to spend the night at my house and play it over and over and over again.
in college, me and Bruce were there the fourth and fifth, no, fifth and sixth. A lot of us. All right, fourth and fifth, because it was at Citadel. We were that fourth and fifth roommate at Citadel. I never went home. They had the extra bedroom. I was like, I mean, it's here for me, so why not just stay? But yes, those are my favorites. I don't have any honorable mentions. I'm sure if somebody brought up some other ones, I would be like, yeah, I like that one too. But those are my 10 that I love.
Okay, Ashley, lay it on.
I know, right? I feel like I'm gonna be the odd one out, but I mean, not surprisingly, I have similar musicals on my list, and of course, mine are in no particular order because that would be way too hard. So I have The Color Purple, Black Magic, just black, so good. I have Chicago. I have West Side Story. I'm gonna just run down my list because I'll explain all day. But West Side Story. I have The Phantom of the Opera on mine. And The Phantom of the Opera and Porgy and Bess are two of those productions that people go back and forth over, like, is it an opera or is it a musical? Mm-hmm. So they kind of live in between both spaces. But I love The Phantom of the Opera. It's one of the most, like, the songs and the arrangements are so beautiful to me. And I just love the story of it. Oh, good. The Sound of Music is also on my list. I love, we were talking about before we started recording how much of a legend Julie Andrews is. And I don't know, man. Like, I want her to be my babysitter. I love The Sound of Music. I also have The Wiz. And I have Dreamgirls. Okay. I have Annie on mine, the original one. Not that mess they threw Jamie Foxx and Cameron Diaz in a few years ago. And kids of today love it. Like, Ava loves that new Annie. And I just be sitting there looking at her in disgust, like, no, I should have showed you the old one first. Because this is terrible. But yeah, I love Annie. And Tim Curry was in the original Annie. Bernadette Peters was in the original Annie. Those are all, like, musical legends too. Like, they've all been in classics. I also have Hello, Dolly. I love me some Barbara Streisand, y'all. I do. Like, that woman has a special place in my heart. And I know a lot of people will say,
Barbara,
she's a musical icon. Like, she set the bar high.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. And I know a lot of people who are into musicals will say Funny Girl is, like, her best. But to me, Hello, Dolly is it. I don't know. I just always really like that one over Funny Girl. I also have Rent. That was as sad and depressing of a production as it is.
I was obsessed with Rent back in the day.
Man. I feel like after your first time seeing Rent, you can't help but be obsessed. I definitely watched it, like, several times in a row after that first listen. Because I feel like it hits you with a lot, and it's a lot to digest. It really is, if you think about it. But yeah, as soon as Seasons of Love comes on, I'm singing all the parts. Like, that's one of the songs. I'm going to try to sing soprano, alto, and tenor at the same time. I love that song.
Right.
Man.
Yes.
So then I have 4 honorable mentions.
Okay.
I have Hairspray, The Greatest Showman,
yes,
Les Miserables. I feel like I always say that wrong, but Les Miserables and Hamilton.
Les Mis.
Say
Les Mis. Yeah, let me just
Les Mis.
Keep it simple.
Yeah, you'll
But
get to-
but yeah, I have Les Mis and Hamilton. So those are my 4 honorable mentions.
Okay.
All great. And I could have made my list even longer. I didn't realize how much I watched musicals until I had to do this.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was fun to revisit them and like revisit the feelings they gave me.
yeah.
But
And
yeah.
I think that's, you know, at least for when the movies come out, it just gives, of course it's adapted for the screen, so it's a little bit different than
Mm-hmm.
for the stage, but it gives more people access to the musical as opposed to
Mm-hmm.
just being on Broadway or something like that. So yeah.
Right.
Oh, good list,
Absolutely.
guys. Good list.
Yay.
Yeah. We did it again. We covered a lot today. We covered Grammys, AMAs, musicals, and all that good stuff. Okay, well, for our next episode, it'll actually be time for Christmas music. Yeah, on December 7th.
It's been time for
I'm
Christmas
sorry,
music.
December 14th. Yes, so December 14th, depending on who you ask, we will be back to discuss our favorite Christmas songs. Because even though I thought I, I thought that people listen to full Christmas albums, I guess not. So, but but we will be back to talk about our must listen to Christmas songs, whether we're riding in the car or putting up a Christmas tree or cooking or whatever. We are going to talk about it. We're going to put a how many y'all want to say? We're just no number. You just put however many you want or what?
Um,
No.
don't tell me that, cause
Well,
I'll go A's.
we'll we'll just say we'll devote it all to Christmas music. We'll talk about
Yeah.
who we listening to on no other subjects, and we can just talk about it the whole time. Okay, so yes, we'll be back. Thank y'all for listening. We'll be back December 14th for our Christmas episode, and that will be the last one for 2020.
2020. What a year.
What a year! But yeah.
Woo.
But that'll be our last one, and then we'll be back in 2021 for more. But please tune in again. We appreciate the love, the support, the listens, the downloads. Please follow us on Instagram at doyouspeakmusic.co, on Twitter at doyouspeakmusic. See what we're talking about on there. And thanks again. We love you guys. We will see y'all soon.
See y'all soon.